I'm making this video because we had a client start working with us. He was getting tons of leads. He was booking in site visits. He was actually closing hot water system installs. But for some reason, we weren't closing any of the hot water installs that weren't urgent. So anyone who's basically, they've got their hot water system, it's completely blown up, they have no hot water or it's leaking, those were very easy. He couldn't basically get all of those, get the sales over the line. But the ones that had hot water still, but they weren't happy with the service, he was not closing those ones. So we actually had a very low conversion rate on those leads specifically. It was like sub 5 or even 10%. And we're finding a lot of leads are actually coming from there. So they're coming from Facebook ads, which we run very well, but he wasn't getting those ones over the line. After going through his sales process, which basically consisted of, do you need hot water? Yes. Okay, we'll do it for this much. Okay, go ahead, or don't go ahead. So not much of a sales process whatsoever. And what I wanted to outline in this video is some of the sales frameworks that we teach in our sales training classes for our clients specifically on how to actually close more of these sales. Because if you're watching this and you own a trades business and you're not closing the ones that are not as urgent or the ones that don't need it right now, you are missing out on so many sales simply because you don't know how to communicate with those people particularly. And I'm telling you, there is a way to communicate with them, and I'm only going to outline some of it in this video. I'm not going to go through it all. It's not going to be super technical, but it's just going to outline how we're able to double our sales, literally double our sales, simply by just changing the things we say when we are talking to these homeowners. So I'll put a screenshot of this on screen, but one of the questions I have here is after you ask them, did you fill out our ad? Yes, we did. One of the questions is, just so I understand, what exactly has been happening lately with your hot water? Now, this is a very basic question, and they're going to tell you exactly what's wrong with their hot water. So chances are they still have hot water, but maybe the pressure is not so good, or the hot water just isn't really as hot as it used to be. What we asked then, and this is super critical, is just to get a better picture, how has this been impacting your daily routine lately? What that's going to do is it's going to bring out the emotion behind why they're actually filling out the form, because we already know they still have hot water. They could just carry on as is and continue living with this pain that they have. And we know they have pain because they filled out the ad, they've answered the phone, and they've said they have pain. So they're going to answer something like, we try to have a shower in the morning, but the kids use it all up and it's all gone by the time I want to have a shower. Then you can ask them about their feelings, how's that making you feel? How's that impacting your daily routine? Like very basic questions from there. So that's when you change the script around a little bit and go deeper into that pain. But one thing to really find urgency in these people is, what made you decide to handle this now rather than putting it off for later? And that question alone is going to kick out all the tire kickers. So if someone's just wanting a price, you can not take it very seriously. Just give them a rough price over the phone, and if they go ahead, they go ahead, whatever. For the ones that say, we've been putting up with it for 6 months now and it's just getting worse every day and we just want to get it sorted, that's more or less what you're looking for, right? You're looking for some sort of commitment behind their inquiry. That alone will save you from driving to all these people's houses. It will save you from quoting up jobs that are just never going to go through anyway. It's just going to save you so much time. And then you can, again, when you're quoting these people, you can actually go through with it again based on the pain that they've actually given you. And that's the most important thing here, is we want to find the emotions behind these inquiries and we want to tackle them head on. If you can tackle the emotions head on, that's when you're going to start making more sales for these people that have the problem and they want to get it fixed, because people buy based off emotions. They do not buy based off logic. So for these people that don't have hot water, or whatever you sell, if it's not urgent right now, you need to create some urgency. So for example, this client, on his first day of using the script, it was just before Christmas, and they both said, I'll just wait for it till after Christmas. So he immediately tackled that objection and told them, well, you can wait for Christmas, but given the condition that it's in, what's going to happen if it blows up on Christmas Day, judging by the state of it now? And 2 site visits that day, he closed both of them on day one. Just day one, he closed both of them simply by following the framework of the script and actually sticking to a script in the first place. If you don't have a script, you really need a script in order to make more of these sales. Focusing on the script, getting behind that motion of why people are actually buying, that's what's gonna make you more sales, and that's what's gonna stop you from having perfectly good marketing that's getting you leads and people that are interested, but actually making sure that we're getting them over the line. That's the most important thing here. Get people over the line by finding the emotion behind people's actual problems that they have. So if you own a trades-based business and you're getting perfectly good leads every single day, but you're finding not enough of them are actually closing into jobs, you can actually click the link below and you can book a call with my team, and we can actually help you do some basic sales training and provide you a very in-detail script so that you can actually close more of these sales and you're not missing out on perfectly good leads just because you didn't know what to say when an objection came up, and so you don't actually lose more sales.